This is what we are. We are.
Welcome.
Should we hug? Hi. Hello, my name is Juliette. I have a collective in Amsterdam called Goys and Birls. I'm very excited to be here today. I thought now that I have this microphone that I should do a choreography and sing, but I'm going to spare you this terrible idea. Just, yeah, let's just start.
You should redeem. Weep your guilt away. Exit the world. Sacrifice. Normality. Accessibility.
Take the vow.
Asceticism is away. Wear your commitment.
This is your life now.
And if you don't save your soul, that's also fine.
Sometimes it's hard to do the right thing when the system surrounds you like frightening. It's like they want you to feel oppressed when they don't even know that I'm fighting. Because life's not easy. I'm not made out of steel. Don't forget that I'm human. Don't forget that I'm real. Act like you're free, but you'll never be. But there's one thing that I know for sure. I'll show you. After weeks of eating pumpkin and potatoes, every month is a longing step towards the harvest of spring. I'm walking on a sketchy road, carrying a bag full of vegetables. The smell of fresh leeks surrounds me. Each day reminds me of how blessed I am to be able to make my own choices, a privileged position. Once alienated by an ultra-liberal system, now in a quest for something better. Don't you feel that hunger? Can you hear that rhythm? Can you show me how we can escape? I've got so many secrets to show. It's checking the sky, and I'm following the lightning. I'll recover if you keep me alive. Don't leave me behind. Can you see me? I'm shining. The sun is so bright, I'm getting blind, but I'm delighted, high on vitamin D. For a moment, I'm so complete, glowing like a firefly, full of hope. We made a rule to break one, to change our lives consciously. We stopped buying food at the supermarket to replace it with local food that we get directly from our farm. This new habit became our lives and gave us the freedom to dream more. We've been dreaming awake, high on local food and nightcore, projecting our thoughts into cheesy pop lyrics. We want to think about the future, a wanted future for all. Today I had a revelation. The system doesn't need us, it continues anyway. I remember when I was on the mountain, keeping sheep in the middle of nowhere, without electricity or water, disconnected. it opened my eyes. Another world, another life. Everything could be different. We could live together. Everything could change, and I witnessed it in Detroit, for example, where autonomous initiatives led a new change. These experiences strengthened my commitment and got me to think about consumption, community, and food in another way. Food is such an essential part of humanity's history, bringing people together, fighting death, an essential need, right? We wear an outfit to materialize and visualize our commitment, like monks seeking for a more perfect life, with supporting each other everywhere, be linked. A life at human scale to understand what are the consequences of our actions. I think that in this very complex world that we live in, everything is connected, and that what we do or don't do can change things. Or is that too cheesy to say? I'm tripping on another form of life together, self-sustainable, united, a space to rethink our needs and desires and to accept that less is just enough. To say less is enough is an attempt to define a way of living that is beyond both the promise of growth and the threatening rhetoric of scarcity. But this way of living has to be developed not through the wishful thinking of utopian visions, but by focusing on us. By trying to redefine our lives starting from the most basic daily routines. Such an aesthetic focus may be indispensable if we really want to try to live together with others. So that was the first part of my presentation. So now that was the first part of my presentation. I just showed you some excerpts from my graduation work from 2016 from Master of the Rietveld Academy in Amsterdam. And now I want to shortly introduce you to a collaborative project I started after graduating, which is called Nexus World, and is made together with my collective, with Florian, Monica, and I. We created our own utopia, Nexus. And Nexus is a world, and Nexus is our world. It's a collaborative artwork that explores the self in the age of digital technology, and it takes the form of a biannual printed publication. It's basically, it comes together as a network of contributors that we ask one by one to react to each other's content. And so here you can see the very complicated node of thinking of the first issue that was gathering around like 30 contributors from everywhere. And the idea is to see how ideas can evolve from one head to another. The overall topic is exploring the self in the age of digital technology, so what it means to exist in the time of internet. And for each issue, we take it from a different angle, and we invite people from different disciplines to interact with each other, creating a sort of unique dialogue. The first issue, Cyber Centrality, was released last year around this time, and was exploring how technology, services, screens are coming between us, and how we can love and feel in this in times of touch screens and virtual reality sex experiences. Next page. So for each issue, of course, the challenge for us is to curate and to find like very interesting and relevant people that will create a super nice, surprising new outcome to add to the conversation, but also to create a universe around it, a visual universe that will help convey these ideas and these discussions. So that was like some visuals for the first issue. The second issue was called Synthetic Selves, was released last November, and I question our agency in constructing our identity, whether it's online or offline, and if there's even a difference. Somehow, the first issue was very experimental, and the second one became very fast, super theoretical. I guess because we came up with this word, synthetic selves, and everyone sort of like took the challenge of trying to define what it is. And so the map of the contributors is way easier in this one, because we try to go for a bit of a smoother, more linear road. But yeah, still keeping this idea of like passing the content from one person to another.
There are some days when I think I'm going to die from an overdose of satisfaction.
Content has to astound, but if the show is not substantial.
Normal, guys. Show normal.
So for each issue, yeah, the idea is really to create a world around it and to create a world around all the contributors and all this like constellation of people that are making this possible and are joining the conversation. The new issue that is coming next week is called Viral Bodies, and opens the discussion to many possible speculations on body norms and identity in relation to new technologies. And yes, for this, we invited modern witches, future oracles, muses, science fiction masters, cyber feminists, body activists, dominatrix, biohackers, utopians, techno poets, and more to question the essence of the human form. And for the first time, we also worked on a very new video work that will be released next month in Amsterdam. Yeah, so the idea with Nexus is to create this network of people, but also to expand yeah, the discussion and on this very contemporary topics of existing in the age of new technologies. By creating this publication, but also like an experience around it, which is like some events, some videos. The trailer that I just showed was a collaboration we did with an institute in Amsterdam. It's called the 1 Minute, where they invite artists to curate video series, and we do an open call, and people send videos, we select videos, and it's only, the format is 1 minute, which is quite interesting in terms of storytelling, how much you can say in 1 minute. And we selected 14 videos. They were shown in a lot of museums all around the world because they have partnership with those museums. And so, yeah, the idea is like to create this nexus, this constellation of people, this network, to find, yeah, like a safe space to discuss all these questions. So Viral Bodies is coming soon. Viral bodies are uncanny, are meant to spread, and will reshape the world. Thank you.
In randomness, we trust.